My YouTube name is Changing Before Your Eyes. My Facebook name is Tony's VSG Journey. I am 41 years old, believe it or not. Um, I have three grown children, and I say grown children for a reason. 25, 23, 22, all boys. I have a 3-year-old granddaughter, Andrea. I show her a lot. And I have been married for 25 years this August. Been married.
Woo! 25!
Yes. I am an emergency room nurse in a level 1 trauma center here in Chattanooga. And I am enjoying my almost 2 years after having VSG surgery in July 2012.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on because it's been a long time that we've been trying to get you on the show.
Yep. Yep.
So, we're just really excited. And, Rose was just, yeah, I can see the excitement. I sent her a text and she just, really? She's coming on? Like, just was really excited. So.
Oh, I'm excited to be here.
All right. So, you told us a little bit about yourself. And I'm sure people will ask you some things about your age and everything. And, you being a grandmother, that may come up too. Because I was shocked when I saw Drea, I saw her the first time, I thought that was your daughter.
No.
No. Yep. You just like, no, this is my granddaughter. Like, all right, now she's playing it. Come on.
Yeah. Even now I get my patients walk in the room and literally I will say something about being a granddaughter or saying how old my son is, and they're like, but you're just 25 yourself. And I'm like, no, but you just made my day. Yep. That's my I'll never turn past 25 age. 25, that's it.
Just going to keep being 25.
I'm going to keep being 25.
So, all right, tell us a little bit about just your journey, or even before that, how you came to be obese in the first place, and was there anything that led to that, or how was your childhood? Did that play a part, or just tell us.
My childhood played a big part in me becoming obese because I was abused as a child in every way you could think of. So at the age of 12, I can remember thinking as I'm growing and things are developing that this isn't normal. And because I didn't have the parenting there to tell me that this is what a female is supposed to do, I thought that me getting bigger in the areas I was getting bigger in was not normal. It was time for me to start taking Dexatrim and was the Slim Fast. And so those became my two go-to things that I would hide in my top drawer and take them as I was going off to school. And I just grew from there.
Did you ever see results with those things?
No, never saw results. And I was an athlete. I ran track and I was a cheerleader, everything. But no, because it was too much trauma.
What made you think that you needed to slim down?
Because I thought my butt was getting too big. I did not think my butt and thighs were supposed to be growing the way they were growing.
And now you only wish you had my butt, right?
I know. Stop! I wish I had some people's butts, but it's all good.
You know I had to throw that in because of Florida. Black Candy over there telling me she told Dr. Katz and she wanted my butt.
Yes, she did. I remember. Yes, she did. Yes.
So, after that, I guess like going through your teen years and becoming an adult, what was that like for you?
Well, see, I've been married since I was 16. So my life stopped and the boys and my family began. So I was no longer taking care of me. They were my responsibility. I worked my 3 jobs. I went to school. I did what I need to do. In school alone, I put weight. I'm eating and I'm studying because I got to make the grade. Because the whole time I'm in school, um, I'm thinking because of the way I was raised, I was not allowed to bring home anything below a C, which means I couldn't bring home any C's. And if I did, I would get in trouble. So here I am going through junior high, high school, college with my mother sitting on my shoulder and she ain't even there telling me you better not bring nothing home lower than. So I won't take no for an answer. I'm very hard on myself. I'm very strict on myself because of the way I was raised. And so I ate my way through school and I've lost weight one time on my own without any dieting, but then I had, how you get the people that's not happy about when you lose weight and you done lost too much weight, even if you lose 10 pounds. That
Mm.
started happening, and I started back with the ice cream again. So that was it, and from there I just got bigger and bigger.
I don't know if it's about people not liking it. I think it's a lot of jealousy going on because
Yeah,
they see. I don't know. I think when it comes to friends, in my situation, you would lose the weight or whatever. You would do your best to try and lose the weight, and they were like, "Wait a minute, I want my fat friend to stay fat because
yeah,
I don't want to look different next to her."
yeah, yeah. That was crazy, but it was family that did it, and
Oh,
that made it worse, you know.
yeah, yeah.
So,
So,
but
how long was it before you just like really seriously said, "I need to lose weight"? And did you have any times before that where you tried and then it just didn't work?
yeah, I've been on everything. The one time I did it on my own and then bounced back after the family member issues. I did the Nutrisystem, the Slim Fast. I even did the Fin and the Fin. I remember the day that the news thing, the little ticker was coming. I was at work and it was coming across the screen. 80 some odd people have died from heart issues after taking this Fin. And with the Fin, I lost over 70 pounds. But as a result of that, I end up with irregular EKG, irregular heart rhythm, palpitations, all these heart issues that I had that I did not have before. Um, so that was a big deal. But then within a year, all of that weight plus some come back. I can't remember how big I was when I started the Fin, but I did lose 77 pounds. But then in 2011, actually for the last 4 or 5 years, I have had issues where my blood pressure would bottom. And when I say bottom, it is not normal to walk around with a blood pressure of 70 over. Sometimes it don't register a number. It's called 70 over PAP, because all you can do is feel a pulse to try to figure out what your blood pressure is on a patient, or it could be 70 over 30, 80 over 60. My blood pressures would fall when I stand up. My heart rate would go up in the 170s. For 4 years, I would deal with this, passing out, but the doctors couldn't figure out what it was until finally I had to go to one of the big hospitals, Vanderbilt. And just by me calling them and telling them my symptoms, they diagnosed me over the phone, but I had to drive up to Nashville to get an actual diagnosis to tell me that I had POTS, which is posterior orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and it's a whole bunch of different symptoms that has to do with blood pressure dropping, heart rate, your oxygen level dropping, nausea, passing out, it's a combination of symptoms altogether. And with having that disorder, I got bigger because I couldn't get up and do anything for myself without passing out. So I was on bed rest a lot. So I just kept getting bigger until I got afraid that Slick would find me dead next to him. So it was like something has to be done now. Either we need to lose weight or we need to do so. I can't breathe. They ready to put me on oxygen. I need to do something.
Weren't you also on a walker, and sometimes you would use a wheelchair?
I would use a wheelchair. I couldn't when we would go to Disney World and long places. I would have to get an electronic walker or electronic buggy. Go through Walmart in electronic buggy, and here I am. I'm not even 40 yet.
Yeah.
So
So your name, when you came up with changing before your eyes, you already had a vision, didn't you?
yeah,
The vision was to change, and you were
yeah,
changing before our eyes. I
yeah.
remember that I shouted you out one day, um, and I just couldn't resist not shouting you out because your name said it all.
Mhm,
You know, because I started watching you from the get-go.
mhm,
I would watch you getting ready to go to work. You remember
mhm,
those videos where you were getting ready to go to work?
mhm.
Yeah. So anyway, I just have enjoyed your beginnings because I know where you were at and what you came through. And I know that we only see maybe, sometimes 10, 20 minutes of your life in a video, but you say so much with the inspiration that you've led to today. You know, I
Yeah.
know your beginnings, and I know that it's been a rough road, but your freedom says it all, girlfriend. Your freedom. You're so.
I know. I just got to live it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
There's this thing that Alfred says that that Alfred is my brother-in-law, Guns, and he says that when we're on this journey, he's realized that we really don't start living till about 3 years after we've had surgery, and that is so true.
Really.
First year, we're graduating from the fact that we've lost some of the weight. The second year, we're barely rejoicing, and we may need plastics. Then we have to recover from that. So we're recovering, and then about the third year is when we're rejoicing. Do you feel that?
Well, I'm recovering from plastics.
Right? So you're not.
So I'm trying. I'm totally trying to get there. And to be honest with you, before I had plastics, I was fine. I'm like mentally like I'm okay. I'm there. I'm ready to go. And then I thought that if I had my plastics and I would do my finishing touches on me and get what I wanted because it was my time. I deserve it. I have given, given, given. So now it's my time that it was going to be it. And that's not what happened.
Yeah.
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 But one day at a time. I just got to keep taking it one day at a time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Live in the moment, baby.
Yep. Yep.
Khalif, are we getting any people? I can't see, the phone's acting crazy on me.
You know, Google doesn't like us. Um, yes, actually, Sherry Ann, she was just thinking about what you said about family. She said a lot of times family feels like they have a right to say and do what they want. The people closest to you tend to be the ones who hurt you. Sometimes they think they're helping, but don't search their own heart to realize their words aren't coming from a good place.
Yeah.
It seems like
Yeah.
you really experienced that.
That's so true. That is so, so true. Yeah. Yeah. Because
And
that's the where the hurt has come from the most. I mean, I've lost friends, and my friends are few, far, and in between, but I have a huge family. And when you're not talking to family, all because somebody didn't agree with your decision that you made to save your life, and then there's an issue there because when I was fighting for my life, you wasn't around, but then you feel that now you have a right to tell me what I should and shouldn't do with my life. Now that is an issue, and that was an issue.
Right.
Yeah.
now I have a question, and I remember you talked about this in the video. But how was your decision to have weight loss surgery? I mean, you kind of alluded to it there. Did you get a lot of support? Did you get a lot of people telling you no? How did Slick react to it? Was it an easy decision for you?
Okay. I'm gonna just flat out. I was one of those that said I'm not having weight loss surgery because I could do it on my own. Obviously, when it was all said and done, I couldn't do it on my own, no matter how much I worked out. And I forgot, I've had 3 back surgeries. I have rods and screws in my back. I was told I could never run, all this stuff that I would never be able to do again. So to work out and lift weights and everything that I needed to do to attempt to lose weight, because me just trying to eat right alone was not going to do it, that didn't help. As
No.
far as having friends and family, I started telling people, and I told my closest 2 friends first, with one of them hanging up the phone in my face, and the other one just not saying anything at all. Like literally not. When I say not saying anything, she just stopped calling. And then family members, very close. You shouldn't be doing this. Why are you doing this? You don't need to do that. You fine, but I can't breathe. That was where the issue was. As far as Slick, and Slick's real name is Eddie, by the way. He was not in agreement at first for me to have surgery. Me myself, with it being several different, I knew lap band would not be for me because I'm afraid of needles, and why go get a appliance in that I'm not gonna even let you touch me. I'm not with a needle. I'm not. And then it was the VSG, which we knew it was fairly new. The duodenal switch, the doctor even talked about that. And then the RMY. Slick was like, he didn't want me to reroute nothing. And the VSG seemed like it would be the simplest, even though they were taking out 85% of my stomach. That is the one that I chose, and I had to get him to come in and talk to the doctor and have all his questions, because if he isn't on board, he is not on board when it comes to me having any surgeries, because I've had too many. And it took him talking to the doctor for him to be like, okay, this is what we're going to do.
Rob Reno has a question, Tony. Hi,
Rob!
Robbie. You know he's my Robbie boy.
I miss Rob. Hello, Rob.
He says, I remember you struggling mentally during your journey so very bad, and look at you now. You look amazing, dear, and wish you nothing but the best. Life has to offer you. There will still be struggles ahead, I am sure, but you are doing it, Tony. Rob Reno.
Oh, thank you. It is a struggle every day. It is, but one day at a time, one foot in front of the other.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of the struggles that you have dealt with. Talk to us about a little bit of the struggles that are common in this community, like, food choices, things like that. Exercise.
Well, I have a struggle. I don't know. Some people are aware, but since I've had surgery on my VSG, I stay nauseated a lot, more than 4 or 5 times a week. I am nauseated and can't tolerate what it is I should be eating, having to force myself to eat. That's one of the things that I've dealt with.
Is it because of your medications?
Because I was taking off all medications. And early on, it was because of the vitamins that I was taking. And once I switched the vitamins, that changed, but it didn't take it away. Still nauseated. I can get nauseated by a smell.
You're
I
real sensitive.
very easily, very sensitive now. As far as food choices, I know it's a struggle. I did a video about this once before, about discipline. And, in the beginning, we're told everything that we're supposed to do. Well, remember that strict person that I told you I am? I'm very hard. When somebody tells me that I have to do something, I do it. And as far as the protein, the water, the no carbs, no bread, well, not necessarily no carbs, but low carb, no pasta, no bread, or something like that. That's how I was at first in the beginning for the first 7 months, no bread. Now, I eat bread every now and then. Actually, when we were in Tampa, I bought some loaves of that high protein bread. But shoot, you can only eat one piece of that. It's so thick.
Girl, I couldn't even swallow it. What you talking
Oh
about?
my gosh, it's so thick. But it keeps you full. I eat high protein pasta, but things have changed. My taste buds changed. Things that I used to like lasagna pasta that was my everything. Lasagna and spaghetti. I could eat it every day, all day
Quinoa
long.
pasta now. They got quinoa pasta. Just saying.
I know. I
Especially
just
that
now started
quinoa.
eating quinoa. I just started eating quinoa. I put black beans and corn and
Oh yeah.
throw in mine.
Hmm.
Yeah. But struggling to get the flu your water down. I don't have no problem with that. I use a straw. That was one of the things that we were told not to use in the beginning, but since I had such a hard time with the nausea, I asked my doctor about it, and he was like, "Well, Tony, nobody never go to hell for drinking out of a straw." I was like, "You hit it on a dime. I'm drinking out of a straw, and that's what I've been doing ever since." So I get
Hey,
my water, huh?
when I was at the hospital, they gave me those coffee straws to drink out of because they said they just wanted me to take a little bit at a time, and they
Uh-huh.
gave me the coffee straws. That's why when I hear people say stuff about straws, I'm like, I never was told that.
He told me no at first. I mean, in the book of the Bible of you better not,
Okay, I didn't
that
get
was in it,
I didn't get that Bible.
and no carbonation, no gum. Um, if you drink juice, you have to water it down. Um, let's see, no sweets, and I love my chocolate. I still do my chocolate candy bars, and I can go overboard. And the moment I go overboard, everybody on Facebook know because I have a dumping syndrome. And yes, we dump our sugar. Oh my gosh, and my doctor said it's classic, and he told me that basically when my blood pressure drops, I can no longer hold my head up. I can't function. I can't think. He said that's classic dumping, and that just lets him know that my sleeve is working.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It gives me. I call it a coma state. I gotta go lay,
Oh,
and I can't do nothing but lay down.
I
And I'm
can't do nothing but lay down. I
mm.
used to call it processing for the longest because I felt like an alien. I would tell Slick would look at me like, "What's wrong?" And now he looks at me, so you process, and I'm like, "Yeah, don't say nothing. Don't you can't even touch me. Leave me alone. Don't say nothing, because your words bother me."
be messing with my.
Oh man, such a patient man.
Oh yes, that's what 27 years would do.
Yeah.
Well, let's shout out some people. Khalif, I got Zen Maiden, I got Susan, I got Sleeve Rocker, which is Peter. Let's see, I got Gina versus Gina,
Hmm.
Rob Reno. I got Jazz Wife is your wife. Who else we got? That's all I see on my phone.
Those are the only ones who commented. Um,
Well, welcome
so
everybody.
yeah, so we can know you're
Hello.
watching. Actually, and there's one question, but I want to just ask something first. On you talking about how strict you were, um, well, it's a kind of a two-part question. Do you think first that being that strict helped you, or did it hurt you in some way? And second, what made you start to loosen up after you said about 7 months?
Um, being strict helped me. Um, it's pretty much helped me get through life. Period. If I stay focused on something, um, I know I can make something happen. If I stop and if I let everything in, then I no longer have the focus, and I will completely shut down. So basically, the way I was raised has really helped me get to where I am now. The strict way I was raised, and it's crazy, but yes, and I know it sounds crazy, but yes, me being strict on myself and with me having the VSG and everything that we were supposed to do. I mean, if the doctor didn't say I could have it, I wouldn't. After the 7 months or so, one, I had met goal. I figured that I could loosen up some because I didn't think that it would be okay for me to spend the rest of my life only doing certain things. Now, along with eating all this protein, I only have one kidney. So
Right.
after having my kidney removed, my creatinine, which shows how your kidney is functioning, it went up because it's just one struggling to do what two used to do. So me eating high protein, even though I talked to my doctor about it, my surgeon, my weight loss surgeon, I have to be very careful and try to stay. If I do anything protein, normally it's nothing over 120, and that's not every day. 120 grams of protein. I will stay anywhere between 70 and 120, and that's on a good day. On bad days, when I don't feel like eating and when I'm nauseated, I'm struggling to get it in, and I'm pushing to get in the protein shake just so that I can get a good amount of protein in.
I remember talking to Wendy one day, and she said, well, what did your doctor tell you about protein? And I said, well, he said as long as I got in 60 grams, 45 to 65 grams of protein, I was good. And she said, no, that's not good. And I said, well, what are you talking about? That's what, come to find out, everybody is different. We all have different numbers. And
Exactly.
my thing was that I was, it's kind of embarrassing, but I've always suffered from hemorrhoids.
Hmm.
Did I say it loud enough? Yeah. And not
Yeah.
everybody knows. So he didn't want me to overload on that because of that, because then I would end up having other issues. So probiotics was my friend. I don't know what, you're the nurse, I don't know what probiotics does other than breaks up the food and lets it digest better.
Yeah, it's just like antibiotics got the little bacteria, and there's bacteria in it that eats up that stuff that's in your intestine.
Okay, well, that has helped me, and I'm not, I,
Just like yogurt. Yogurt has the cultures in it.
mhm. So that helped me. Were you told to do the same thing with probiotics?
No, I only had one bout of constipation, one, and on that particular day, you couldn't tell me I didn't birth triplets. I've never had. That was early. That was like in the very beginning, within the first month. And I think for about a month or so, I did just a regular vegetable laxative. And after I'm just as regular as I'm regular. I
Yeah.
have no issue
I have never
with
been.
that.
It's never been a happy moment for me. So I stay
Mm.
with a tea that he recommended. It's dieter's tea. I've told you about it,
Yeah, I've seen people talk about that.
and that's my routine. Before I go to bed, I take a little bit of one dieter's tea, and I'm good to go in the morning. Yeah,
No, I just drink my water.
I do too. But I'm saying how different we can be,
That's
because
right.
some people,
Exactly.
some people say, well, I don't do that, and I'll say, well, look, my DNA is way different than everybody else's, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Any,
All right. So, um, Tony, I know you did have some struggles when you were trying to lose, but from at least what I remember, your weight loss was pretty steady and consistent. Like you didn't hit a number and stay there for 2 months and plateau for a long time and come on and say, "Oh, I'm the same," or I'd gained weight this week. Like it seemed like every week you were progressing towards your goal.
Yeah.
Um, so, how long was it, or did it take for you to start thinking about plastic surgery? Like after you hit your goal? I know, I forgot her name now. The woman in Louisiana who just had plastic surgery. She said that she was Tanya. Yeah, she said that she
Oh,
waited 1 year after hitting her goal.
VSG type.
Yeah.
Well, it's a okay. The doctors tell you what they want. My surgery was like 1 year to 15 months. Then I could have plastics. I I only thought about plastics because one, I've always wanted to have a tummy tuck. So I was like, this was my way of getting it because now I've done what I needed to do. So yeah, not they will no longer be taking the big me. I'm gonna be lost. I'm be done lose lost all this weight and now I can have this tummy tuck. And so I waited. Let's see, was it 14 months? I waited 14 months to have my surgery. But that wasn't by choice. That was the job telling me, no, you can't have the time off because it was, let's see, July, August, September, October. No, actually, it's over 14 months, 17 months. So, yeah, I think,
Which which is good because they want you to usually wait 2 years,
yeah,
and they want you to have a steady wait for 3 months before they say, let's
12,
go.
13, 14, 15. I started thinking about it at 15 months, but I did not have it for 16 months. I had it 16 months
Mm.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I had my plastics or when I went in, the doctor was like, I had lost more weight from my original time of going in and taking my pictures. And he was like, oh, you've given me a field to work with. You're the ideal person to work on. You have very little fat, very little skin. That's all his words. Okay. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I can see it. Okay, well, this is the perfect segue. The face you just made.
I want to know how much you love your doctor.
Do you really?
See,
Because I've
this
let
is a family
everybody know.
show. All right, Zen Maiden 1. She said, Tony, what is the biggest issue with your plastics? I've watched some of the complications you had. Is it okay now, or do you have regrets? By the way, it's great seeing you looking great and smiling.
Oh, thank you, Zen. Um, I am not happy with my results. And before I go any further, I need everybody to understand these are my feelings. I understand what everybody else sees, but when I say that I went into this because I thought that it was my time to finally get something that I wanted, I paid cash money, no checks, no credit cards, no nothing. I took this man my money. I felt like I should have got what I wanted, and I didn't. And as far as my complications, not um, I swelled up like I was 4 months pregnant. Understanding swelling is normal. The swelling that I had was completely abnormal. Um, I the swelling caused my belly button to bust, area of my button to bust open, and then the area at my incision line dehisced, separated, came apart, and was pretty big for me. Um, those areas have closed, but I am left with a muffin top. The extra skin that's on top of my belly button is gone, and I do a lot of pictures. And if you look at my pictures before surgery and my pictures after surgery, I'm bigger now in my area, in my belly, than I was before I had my weight loss, before I had my plastics, including my muffin top. That shouldn't be there.
But we're gonna get that fixed, right? Is that the plan?
The plan is, honestly, Khalif, I know you don't like my doctor, so wait till you hear this. The plan is um, to have liposuction done because I also had a breast lift, and but the volume, I still didn't have a lot of volume. So he wants to do liposuction and transfer fat to my breast. He told me not to tell my husband. He told me to wait until August, and I'll come back in his office, and he will tell my husband then. I'm like, man, you don't even know me. You need. He told me not to tell my husband. He told me I will tell him in August.
Why do you think he told you not to tell Slick? I don't get it.
I don't know, but I just been documenting everything. Everything that I put on Facebook, my comments, I'm pulling up. When it's all said and done, Tony gonna pull up every record, every word he done said. This man done told me I needed to drink, I needed to learn to relax and meditate, and the last time it was I needed to start smoking weed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's get another question after this one, boy. We need another question.
I'm still I'm still on this guy. Oh man.
I told you, Khalif. He's a mess.
This is
Yes.
we do have a question. Sherry Ann asked, how did you deal with that doctor after? So after
How am I dealing with him? Actually, I had to go and see him last week, and I hadn't seen him for a month. So me going up the time building up to see him, it was really stressful because I knew that when I went in last Wednesday, he wanted to take the completion pictures, but I'm not complete. And I didn't want, or I felt that if he took these pictures, that it would be like him closing a chapter. I don't know if y'all understand,
yeah.
but my case would be closed. And I was really, really upset about it. I will say my cardiologist is PO'd about it. He doesn't want me to go back to see him. He's like, and I'm looking at him like, but I spent a lot of money. Nobody else is going to touch me right now.
Right.
Along with those complications, I have a hematoma, which is a collection of blood that goes from one end of my stomach to the other side, one hip to the other. That's how long it is.
Wow.
And when I had to go to the emergency room one night because I was hurting really bad, and that next morning before I can even wake up, the doctor called me and asked me why was I in the emergency room and why didn't I come and see him. I mean, it's been very stressful dealing with this doctor, very stressful. And my husband is, first it was him being, well, Toni, maybe you need to listen because you're a nurse, you're being, unrealistic. But he really now sees what I'm talking about. And just for him to say he's going to lipo me, if I'm lipoed, I will still have skin.
Right.
So the lipo is not going to make a difference. I do not look like I had a tummy tuck.
Now, if he revises the tummy tuck and lipos, because he'll give you a shape.
Right.
Then say thumbs up.
Yes, he's trying not to do that.
No.
He told me that if you lived in Hollywood, you can have. He told me one, if you lived in Hollywood, you can get another tummy tuck. That was number one. Number two, he said and I kid y'all not, he said all bariatric patients need 2 tummy tucks. I'm like, you didn't tell me that before.
I don't know about that.
Wow.
I know I need another one, but I don't think.
He said all.
Said that.
He said we are the perfect people to have tummy tucks because you can have them done twice. I'm like, but when I went to you, you told me very little fat, very little skin. Why would I need 2 tummy tucks?
Right.
We just draw the line right there because he already done said too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my issue. And no, I'm not happy.
Yeah. Is somebody asking what the name of this doctor is so we don't go to him?
He in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and he highly recommended. And no, don't go to him because I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
This man came highly recommended. Highly recommended.
Well, I know you did your research because you talked about it. Yeah.
That's wow.
Well, Rob Reno is asking another question. He said, did you ever binge, and if so, what do you remember about it, and how much would you consume at a sitting?
I can eat a whole donut. I can't binge. I can't eat a lot of anything because I will throw it up. I do. I will. So I don't because I don't like the feeling. The same as when I eat, like, I think less than a month ago, I had 7 lifesavers, and I put it on Facebook. Somebody please, I need to put my finger down my throat. I need to throw. This is too much. I don't really binge. I don't. And even before, I had weight loss surgery, I didn't eat like all the time or binge on any particular thing. My thing was I would probably eat one time a day and then eat chips here and donuts here, and that was the way I ate before. Now I just focus on getting the protein in, and like I said, I still eat my chocolate candy bar, but um and it
What
used
kind
to be
of candy bar are we talking about? Reese's?
Hershey's,
Oh,
Hershey's with almonds.
I thought you were going to say Reese's Pieces.
Oh no, no, no. I stick to a particular one, but it used to be this. I could do this candy bar. It'd take me a week. Now it don't take me less than 30 minutes. That candy gone.
I had someone write to me and say, "Well, Mama, I do the Reese's Pieces. It has protein because it has peanut butter in it." And I said, "Oh, you're too funny." I said, "Yeah, but do you know how much sugar is in that?"
Yeah, yeah.
But
No,
she
I
getting her
don't
protein,
really binge.
but she getting her protein in at least.
Mm.
I measure. I believe it or not, I still measure my food. I eat off the section plates we get, and then I have baby plates I eat off of. And even when I make my food, yes, my eyes are too big for me. I put this stuff on my plate, but I can't eat it. I can't eat. I get up. I'm
Right.
sitting at the table looking at other people eat. I can't.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
Do you have a problem with cooking? Because I see some of the meals you cook, and you still got to send me some of that stuff. But do you have a problem with
I'll
it?
put some too. Water or tea? Or tea,
do
yeah.
I have a problem with
with
how I
with
cook as
cooking and
far as
having to prepare these kind of lavish meals? They look good. I mean, do you ever prepare this stuff and then I don't know, just some because you can't have as much as you
I freeze it now. And at first out because and this was even when the boys all left to go off to college. I have not learned still how to cook for two people. Um, I still cook like it's all these men in the house, and it's not. So now what I do to keep from throwing away a lot of food is I cook and then I immediately split it all up and put it in the freezer. And then I make me all these little containers to eat. I love leftovers. Slick, on the other hand,
Yeah.
will eat one day of leftovers and then he gone about his business.
I think that's every man. I don't know what it is about.
I love leftovers. So yeah, I freeze
Why
and
are you laughing, Khalif? Why are you laughing?
no, see, I can eat leftovers depending on what it is.
Oh.
That's all I feel like we're doing now because we're cooking in bulk. So like Sherry Ann will make a big pot of rice that will last like the whole week. So I'm having the brown rice, every day for lunch. So I feel like I'm still eating leftovers.
You know what Connie made tonight?
rice and oxtails will go good together, Khalif.
She loves oxtails, but it's too expensive and too fatty.
Hey, you know what Connie made tonight? She made some greens, some black eyed peas, some cornbread, and some baked chicken.
Mm,
Mm.
that sounds good.
We
See, now
used
that could be leftover.
and we used
Yeah.
the little plates.
Yeah.
Well, she had her kids come over, so they ain't no leftovers.
Oh, see.
Yep. I don't have an issue with pr- once I measure like 3.5, not 3.5. Yeah, is it 3.5? Nope, 3/4. 3/4. I could do my little cup, 3.5 ounces
Yeah.
of yogurt. I know if I go over that, I'm gonna be sick. Anything I go over, if I don't measure and I go over, I'm gonna be sick. And I just think that's just because I've trained myself to do that. So, but I can still eat a whole donut, and that's Slick's fault.
Oh, you blame him, huh?
He bought it in the house. I wouldn't have known had he not bought it in the house.
See, you sound like Susan, because her husband Dave bought a Snickers bar, I think it was, and he bought it for himself, and she stole it from him, and then had it in a video and saying, "Should I eat it or not?" And she didn't eat it, but she stole his Snicker bar and tried to blame him.
Yeah. I remember the day Slick bought that donut in the house. This is a brand new donut shop. Oh, you got to have these donuts. They make, because my husband works at Coca-Cola, they made us these Coca-Cola donuts, and you need to try one. But I didn't want the Coca-Cola donut. I wanted the chocolate donut. And I ate half of that donut one day and the other half the next day. And now I can eat a whole donut. It don't take time. I mean, you can train your body to do whatever you want it to do. It's really up to you.
Exactly.
That's how I see it. Um,
Since we're talking about food, what's your favorite donut?
my favorite,
Mhm.
um, a the cake donut.
The cake donut. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. I just had to ask. I just had to. Mine would be the apple fritter.
No, I'm a simple girl. We can just go straight chocolate.
That's how I am. It has to have some chocolate in it, then I'm
Yeah,
good.
chocolate.
I don't
Well,
like that fruity stuff.
but just the same as I can eat that donut, I have no issue drinking unsweet tea with no sweetener in it or anything sugar free. As a matter of fact, sugar free stuff is sweeter
Yeah.
than the regular stuff. Have
Yeah,
y'all noticed that?
yeah.
That's why you always have, for some reason I always water it down. Sherry Ann says that she bought quinoa pasta, Khalif, and she gonna be making it soon.
Well, yeah. Yep. I'm waiting for it.
Okay, well, y'all gonna have to tell me what it tastes like because I did a regular quinoa and that wasn't good, but the quinoa that I posted with the black beans and the cilantro, it tastes like Mexican food. I mean, I could eat it every day.
You just gotta like, I like it with cheese.
Yeah,
You just gotta figure it out how there's so many ways to make it. So many ways.
yeah,
Yeah. I like it with cheese and broccoli, like a cheese broccoli casserole. It's delicious.
uh-huh.
This depends. Do we have any more questions for Miss Tony?
We have some advice from Zen. From Zen. She seems pretty passionate about this. She said, "Tony, please don't you go back to that same doctor." So, do you think he can fix it? What if it's worse and he's smoking something seriously?
Yeah. My husband Slick asked the same question. Do you really want him to work on you again? Um, Honestly, I don't want anything done right now. Um, and I will tell y'all that about 2 months ago, because I would go to work, I work in the emergency room, so I've asked every attendant possible, every surgeon, everybody about what has happened with me. And one of the doctors, which is an older surgeon, um, he said that at 3 months, my body is going to be where it's going to be at 3 months.
Hmm.
I said, okay. So I saw this doctor the other day, and I was like, Dr. Barker, it's 4 months now, and I look like I'm pregnant. He said, girl, you look good. I said, no, Dr. Barker, I look like I'm pregnant. He said, you know what? You're vain. And as soon as he said that, I called my sister because that has never been said to me ever, ever, ever. And it had me second guessing myself again. Am I being unrealistic about what I want? And I'm back to no, I'm not, because you cannot open up a book that says tummy tuck and Tony picture would never be up under it because Tony never had a tummy tuck. Tony has a scar. So, yeah.
Yeah. No matter what we do, there's always something that could happen,
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I never expected to almost die from mine and my scar, thank God it's just right there on the side. But, there's always something. And the ones that don't have an issue, I mean, Connie didn't have an issue. But Connie did get swollen and was swollen she looked pregnant for a long, long time. She had to wear her binder really, really tight. But it's never going to be perfect. But yours, I can honestly say now that I've seen you after the 4 months, no, it's not a tummy tuck. I mean, and this is not to say you've got to get something done about it.
Yeah.
Because what happens is that we need to actually live our lives.
Exactly.
We had this surgery to live our lives.
Exactly. Exactly.
Definitely thinking that it's gone wrong. What can I do?
Yeah.
How do I better it?
And that's how I was at first. And then when I started breaking open, I was like, okay, so now my year is ruined. And I was having all this fun the year before, and now I can't do anything. Well, now that I'm closed, I'm like, you're not touching me. There will be no pokes, no, you won't be putting anything in me. Just let me have fun and play and enjoy my life because I had so much fun last year. I want to continue to have fun. I'm doing things that I was told that I would never be able to do, that I would not have even imagined doing.
Right.
So I don't want anything else to interfere with that. No
It's
surgery, no
if
time soon. No surgery, no time soon. And I'm just playing. I'm planning my trips. I'm going to AC. Um, I'm going to St. Lucia, and I'm just
I
I'm
see all those.
excited.
I see all those. What is it? Walking you're going to be doing, or all those.
The
What is
half marathon. I've signed up for 2 half marathons. Yeah.
And
I want to play. I want to live my life until I can't live it no more because I spent 4 years of not being able to do anything.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
that was one of the things that impressed me about you was that you were going out doing these mud runs and stuff. And I remember you put the videos up and you just, climbing through this stuff, jumping over walls and everything. Like, look at her, man. So I'm hoping
Yep.
we get to that again soon.
Actually, October the 4th, I'm doing a superhero scramble, and I have it posted on my Facebook. I'm looking for a team. I have my trainer, Slick and I for right now, but I'm hoping to get some more people. But yeah, big slides, a whole bunch of mud, a whole bunch of crawling and kissing the ground.
Hey, what hero are we talking about? Are we doing Wonder Woman? We doing Super Mickey? What we doing?
I don't know. Wonder Woman is my superhero. Yeah.
Catwoman.
Well, her too, but Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Okay. I saw Mickey on your chest. I thought, well, Super Mickey would happen.
I can make it happen. We'll see what happens. I got a long time to figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got, I don't know why, but a lot of people talking about donuts here in the comments still.
Are they saying what their favorite is?
Well, and I sort of agree with Zen here. She said donuts are all air and taste like grease. And I can't eat them. I think that way about most of them. But then the one that I don't, Susan named, Krispy Kreme. When I went down to North Carolina last year and had some Krispy Kreme donuts, man, yeah, that was something new for me. I'm telling you.
We have a Krispy Kreme, and they just opened back up. Yeah.
See, and we went and got my cousin went there, and the sign wasn't lit saying they were warm. He went and talked to the manager and says, like, I know you just pulled them off now and they're not ready to serve, but we're going to buy 4 dozen. Can you pull 4 dozen off? And
Oh, I saw that video. I saw that video.
yeah, so we were down there doing that. And I don't know what they got in Arizona, but Rob said he loves frosted blueberry cake donuts.
Oh, that sounds good. I've never
Yeah,
had.
that sounds exotic,
Miss Mary Mack is in the house. I wanted to say hi to Mary Mack because I didn't see her earlier.
Hello.
I know Mary has a question, I'm sure. Does she have any questions on here?
I didn't see. I mean, she said hello, but I didn't see her with a question yet. Jill, I'm with the band Jill. Well, her first thing she said is, Toni, you're awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Are you still having, I know that you asked on Facebook not too long ago, does anybody have issues drinking, what was it, more than 4 gulps at a time or 4?
Yes. If I drink more than 4 sips, I'm going to throw up. I can't, I don't know. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And I remember I used to get excited because first it was 2, and then I would come on, I made my videos like I drank 2 without getting sick, and then I drink 3 swallows without getting sick. I am almost 2 years, and I can't drink over 5 sips. If I drink over 5, that's it.
Yeah.
It's coming.
I'm 10 years out, and I can only do this. two
And
big ones.
if I drink more, like when it's hot and thirsty, and I have to hold it in my mouth.
Yeah, because it feels like it wants to come up.
I can't.
It has
I
a
can't.
lot to do with the opening that we have. It's
Yeah, it's a funnel.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
and the funnel overflows. Because I still cannot drink and eat at the same time. And I got confused one night at work, drinking and eating. I thought that like I can drink up until I eat, but I thought that I had already eaten and it was time for me to drink. And it was like I flew off. I left everybody. I dropped everything, and I had to run to the corner because that was it. It
Yeah.
don't take. So no, no drinking and eating at the same time. I can't do it. So you remember I was talking to you yesterday, and I was like the hot stuff.
Yeah.
Um, they bought me some Bucky's hot what do you call it, jerky,
Beef jerky.
and yeah, I can't do hot. I'm like sitting there suffering because I can't drink water. I put anything in my mouth while my mouth is on fire. It's
Girl, I had never been there. Now, Connie and Alfred had been there. When
uh-huh.
there, my eyes got this big because I love me some beef jerky. I didn't know what flavor to even think about. They had every flavor you could think of.
Yep.
It
And
was
it was good. It was good. Even that perky jerky. Um, I like the beef perky jerky. I didn't know about. I'd never tried the turkey.
They
Um,
had deer, they had
yeah.
venison. Well, it's been deer is venison, but they had buffalo, they had fish, they had
Ew.
everything
Yeah,
you could
right.
think of.
The fish didn't even sound good.
They had
No.
everything you could think of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So,
yep. I can't drink and eat at the same time. Mm-mm.
man, yeah, that's tough. All right, I have a question. I don't know if it's going to be the last one or not because we have a couple people who want. I just want to ask one thing. Do you think that you learned anything on your journey, either in trying before you had surgery, weight loss surgery, after the weight loss surgery, or even the reconstructive surgery? Do you think you've learned things that you're able to apply to other areas of your life?
Yes, because I don't know if being confident is a learned situation, but I am like more confident now. Like I feel like I'm a big girl. And I used to always say I'm putting my granny panties on. No, I'm putting my big girl panties on. I can do this.
Yeah.
I just don't let anything stop me now. Before it was I can't, and being told you can't. Now it's I just feel like I can do, and there's no limit to what I can do. Um, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot of love. I've learned, I mean, my eyes are open to any and everything now. When
You know,
before,
from the first meet and greet to the second meet and greet that we were together, you've grown. I saw it. You're more confident. The first meet and greet, you were kind of like standoffish, even though, we were just barely getting to know each other.
Mhm.
But at the end of the meet and greet, we were still kind of like getting to know each other. But this meet and greet, it was like there was something about you was like, I am here. I'm here. For the first meet and greet, you were like, no, I ain't here. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still learning. I think when I went to Vegas, that was like my awakening. I don't know if that makes sense, but because I've been closed in this shell for so long,
Hmm.
and then honestly, that first meet and greet, there was a lot of people that weren't what you thought they were either. So that standoffish came from a lot of different folks and a lot of attitudes. But I have learned how to maneuver myself. You can't take everything personal. Um, it's your journey. Everybody's is going to be different. You have to do what it is that you see fit to do. Um, your doctor may tell you to do something different. Okay, just because your doctor tells you to do something different, don't mean what the other person is doing is wrong. Everybody is doing what it is to get make it through the end of the day, make it through the end of the week, end of the month, make it to your first year. However, it's all learned.
Yeah.
It's I'm listening. I'm open. I'm soaking it all in. And
Mhm.
if I don't like it, I scoot it over to the side, but I keep on going.
That's a good attitude. That's a good way.
So, all right, I think that fits in perfectly. See, this just happens like this. The next question comes from Zenmate, and she says, "What was your biggest challenge during the losing phase, and what advice do you have as far as keeping up good habits and keeping things out that cause regain?"
My biggest challenge was TV and billboards. And I say that because we're so used to eating fast food, then we're told we can't have it. I haven't been to McDonald's in over 2 years now. I eat Chick-fil-A. That is my fast food. If I want tacos, I make them at home. But Chick-fil-A is my fast food. And the billboards, I've never seen so many food billboards and TV food commercials. It's ridiculous. It's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. It's crazy. Um, and that was the hardest thing. And watching other people eat around me and knowing that I couldn't eat in the amount. I felt like I was the odd man out or the alien, literally, because I couldn't sit at a table and be comfortable with other people. So it took me a long time to be like, what I'm doing is normal for me, what they're doing is normal for them, and let that be. As far as how to keep the bad stuff out, my thing is don't introduce. If you stop things, don't introduce stuff back in. Um, I for the longest it was no pasta, no bread, for me. Now it's I eat toast, but I pick and choose what bread. I read labels, and the pasta has to have protein in it, high protein, 10 grams. If it don't, I just don't do it. I try not to add nothing that I'm not supposed to. Yes, I eat lifesavers. Yes, I eat Hershey's candy bars. Um, but it's not something I do every day. Before I would have ate a whole pack of Chips Ahoy cookies, and I'm not talking about the one roll. All I needed was milk and cookies. That was it. Um, I can't do that now, and I don't test my body to see if it's gonna keep it down, like keep going. When I get sick, I get sick. That's it, and I don't want to get sick no more. So that's it. Um, I just try to follow the rules. Now, am I 100% on the game? No, I'm not 90% on the game. I'm 75% if I'm not a little more or a little less. That's why I'm at. That's why I want to stick to because I do not need anybody coming to me to tell me um, you now have to wear oxygen and we have to stick you 15 times in your artery, not in your vein, and not be able to find nothing. The torture that I went through being sick is enough for me to say that's enough and I don't want it no more and this is where I want to be. This is where I want to stay, right here.
That is your freedom, baby. That
Yeah.
is your freedom.
Hmm.
Hmm. All right, I think that's like a perfect way to wrap up. That just showing what has kept you successful and kept you motivated. So with that, is there
It's coming.
anything else? Any last thing that you want to say that maybe you didn't get a chance to? Then here's your chance.
Um, I just wanted to thank it. Look, first of all,
Oh,
Hi,
you came in. All right.
Hey, everybody.
that's Khalif.
Hello, Khalif.
That's
Hey, Slick, how you doing?
Okay. Oh, that won the prize.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. Just don't give up. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and cannot do. Stay motivated. I know it's hard. I struggle still. I look in the mirror sometimes and I think I'm fat. I know I'm not, but it's a mental game every day, and no matter what we do. Um, just keep fighting. You've come a long way, so don't give up. Just don't give up.
That's
Because
right.
when you give up, then that's when your weight loss or your stop, your plateau, that's when it's won. That's when you're out of the game.
Yeah,
Three strikes. Don't give up. Keep on hitting, batting, hit. If you keep missing, keep hitting.
that's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, that was perfect. So again, Tony, just thank you for coming on. It's been over a year, so I'm glad
I'm
you've been able
so
to.
happy you had me.
And next time it's got to be Slick and you.
Yes.
Yeah, that was our vision when we talked about it a few months ago, when Rose and I were talking about it. So yeah, we got to make that happen.
Okay.
Um, so again, thank you, everybody watching. Thank you guys for your questions, for your comments. Tony, that people left some comments for you. Just encouraging things. I would say you should go and read those. Um, Everybody, just remember, back again next week, the same time, when Susan Taming the Food Beast. Wes is going to be our guest. We're really excited to have her on. And actually, Lori is going to be able to come back on for that. She actually was able to switch her schedule with someone because we knew enough in advance. So she's doing that. She'll be on. And we may even have Sarah Harrison on as well, just
Wow.
because it's so close. Another Tennessee girl, so may have her on too. So everybody, just tune in for that, and we'll see you guys during the week. Have a good night.
Bye. Good night.